Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the upcoming releases of the Shout Factory Collector's Edition Teen Wolf and the sequel, Teen Wolf 2. Both are slated to be released on August 8th, 2017, and I have to say, coming from somebody that grew up watching the original Teen Wolf, I am super thrilled that Shout Factory has decided to release Teen Wolf on Blu-ray here. Now, a little backstory, Teen Wolf for me specifically, I used to watch Teen Wolf all the time when I was younger because it used to always be on the pay-per-view TV whenever it was the free weekend. There were certain movies that always hit the pay-per-view free weekend, and that was Labyrinth, Adventures in Babysitting, and Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf also always used to always be on TV in the afternoon on Saturdays, I always noticed. Teen Wolf 2, on the other hand, was strangely something that didn't get as much TV time. In fact, I might have seen it once or twice on TV, but more often than not, I actually found that Teen Wolf, the original Teen Wolf, always seemed to be more so on TV than Teen Wolf 2. Now, Teen Wolf 2 has Jason Bateman playing the cousin to Scott, and the original, of course, everybody knows the original, starring Michael J. Fox. A little backstory to Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. It's basically a family of werewolves, and Scott here discovers very quickly that he's not quite the same as every other teenager in high school. One of the big noticeable differences is the fact that he can transform himself into a werewolf, and it comes kind of like in the way like puberty comes. He doesn't know what's happening until all of a sudden he starts hearing like dog whistles, and you know, he starts growing fur, fangs, his eyes start glowing. It's a really fun movie. My go-to for Michael J. Fox generally is Back to the Future. My second go-to, I would say, is Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf, just again, a fun movie. It really encapsulates, I think, the idea of 80s movies. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it doesn't take itself too seriously. And again, all the more reason why I'm super thrilled that Shout Factory is finally releasing both sequels, both the original and the sequel, Teen Wolf 2, on Blu-ray. Flipping around to the back here, let's have a look at some of the special features. But first, let's do a little bit of a read-up. It says, he's always wanted to be special, but he never expected this. Like all teenagers, Scott Howard, Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future trilogy, is going through some changes. That's an understatement. But unlike the rest of the students at Beacon Town High School, Scott's changes include long hair that covers his entire body, claw-like fingernails, fangs, a heightened sense of smell, superhuman strength, and the extraordinary ability to play basketball. And that's just the beginning. Naturally, these uncanny new abilities turn this lovable loser into the most popular kid in school. But by embracing his newly minted popularity, has the Teen Wolf lost sight of what truly means to be Scott Howard? Which again was one of the cool things I liked about Teen Wolf 2, is that not only was he embracing the fact he was being a werewolf, but he was also kind of becoming a little bit pompous in the process. The special features to be attached with this Blu-ray release, we have a new 2K scan, new Never Say Die, the story of Teen Wolf, a comprehensive documentary about the development, making of, and legacy of the film, including interviews with writers Jeff Loeb and Matthew Winesman, as well as co-stars Susan Sonnenberg, Jerry Levine, Matt Adler, and James Mackrell. Producers Mark Livingston and Scott Rosenfeld. Production designer Chester Kaczynski. Casting director Paul Ventura. Editor Lois Freeman Fox. Wolf makeup artist Jeff Dawn. And basketball double Jeff Glosser. Still gallery, original and theatrical trailer. As with other Shout Factory releases, we'll just put the case right there. The inside, I love that they do this. You got your little insert, your little advertisement here from Screen Factory, also available. There's the other side, Teen Wolf. This is also something I'm really looking forward to, the Teen Wolf cartoon. Probably some people are scratching their head right now. Long fangs, I hope not, but scratching their head thinking, a Teen Wolf cartoon? Did such a thing exist? Yeah, it certainly did. I really like that. But again, much like every other of the Shout Factory releases, you got brand new artwork featured on the outside of the case. But what you can do is at any given point, you can flip it around and you've got the original artwork for the original poster, I should say, for Teen Wolf. The special features also are there as well, but you'll notice that the images are slightly different too. Up at the top, you've got Scott holding the basketball. On the other side, you've got Scott fully dressed to the nines in his suit. So again, I really like the fact that you can always flip these around. If you're feeling a little bit nostalgic, there's a couple of the Shout Factory releases where, even though I've loved the artwork that they've incorporated, that little bit of nostalgia in me wanted to look at the original covers, so I flipped them around. There is the Blu-ray there as well, featured in beautiful 1080p. And let me also just say, too, the film quality of these, it is just unbelievable how clear Teen Wolf looks on Blu-ray. And I guess I really don't have much to compare it to because I never had Teen Wolf on DVD, but I did have Teen Wolf on, I would even dare say, beta. That's how old I am. And obviously the quality is night and day comparisons. So again, really nicely done. The high definition film transfer taken from the original Inner Positive definitely does show, I think, on the Blu-ray release. Moving on to the sequel, which I always thought growing up it was just Teen Wolf 2, the number 2, but it is actually Teen Wolf, basically Teen Wolf as well. And this stars Jason Bateman, who obviously rose from fame from the Hogan family, and then after that, well, before that was Valerie, then the Hogan family with Sandy Duncan. I always remember Sandy Duncan. And then, of course, branched off. He's doing tons of things now. But Jason Bateman back in the day, you know, was very enjoyable. Even still to this day is one of my favorite kind of actors in comedies. Jason Bateman seems to just be like that everyday guy. You know, the guy that just kind of just doesn't seem to get things done right, and life's always kind of getting him down sort of thing. I loved him also in Horrible Bosses. But here's the artwork now presented on Teen Wolf 2. Now, in the first one, it was basketball. In this one, it's boxing. But it basically follows the same sort of format. And again, I don't have no idea why. Teen Wolf 2 makes very little airtime on TV. Finding Teen Wolf 2 on TV is as impossible as the idea of transforming into a werewolf. Let me just throw that out there right now. The back of the box. High school was easy, but college is a whole different animal. Jason Bateman from Horrible Bosses stars as Todd Howard, a Hamilton University freshman with a full athletic scholarship. Only Todd has no idea why, since he's far more interested in veterinary medicine than sports, but his boxing coach, but Bobby Finstock, is very familiar with the Howard family secret, and he's hoping to use it to his advantage. When the whole school, including Todd, finds out that he's a werewolf with superhuman abilities, Todd's popularity skyrockets, and he becomes the big wolf on campus, literally. But is his fame a gift or a curse? And can he keep it? Can he keep it from getting in the way of his relationship he has with his best friend and girlfriend? Perhaps a little guidance from his professor, played by Kim Darby of True Grit, who has the secret to her own, may help Todd learn the biggest lesson of all. By the way, if you're just wondering on the times, the original Teen Wolf, you're looking at 91 minutes. 91 minutes. And it's from 1985. Teen Wolf 2 actually came out 2 years later, and it runs at 95 minutes, so about 4 minutes later. Special features on Teen Wolf as well. It's Teen Wolf 2. Special features include new Working with the Wolf, an interview with director Christopher Leitch, a new Otherworldly, an interview with co-star Kim Darby, new A Man with Great Stills, an interview with co-stars Stuart Fratkin, new Nerdy Girls Saved the Day, an interview with co-stars Estee Chandler, new A Wolf in 80s Clothing, an interview with costume designer Heidi Kaczynski, and of course you've got your still gallery. Again, the video transfer on this is remarkable. The fact that they were able to take the original source material and transfer it to beautiful 1080p high definition. And it's also high definition widescreen as well, so you're getting crystal clear picture quality. Now, like the original, we can just go ahead and slide it out of its cardboard sleeve. And there is your brand new artwork for the Teen Wolf 2 Blu-ray cover artwork. But what you can also do too is, like the first Teen Wolf, you can go ahead and pull out the sleeve, and you've got yourself the original poster artwork, and for that matter, VHS and beta artwork. Featuring freshmen have always had trouble adjusting to college life, but never like this. A hair-raising comedy starring Jason Bateman. And then on the other side, the features look like they are, yeah, well, the features are exactly the same. The images are also identical to one another, unlike it will vary from the original Teen Wolf. Again, I'm really loving the new artwork that they've used. I always appreciate the fact that Shout Factory incorporates the older artwork, so at any given point, if I'm getting that little itch of nostalgia, I can pull the sleeve out, flip it around, in this case flip it around, and have the old artwork featured very nicely on the sleeve of the case. And actually, just in case you're wondering, let me just slide this in, just so you can see what it looks like in the actual Blu-ray case. Aside from just a little hole at the top, looks quite snazzy, I have to admit. So you either have the preference of going old school, or you can use the brand new artwork that Shout Factory has done exclusively for these Blu-ray releases. And let's go ahead and get them back in the sleeve. Of the two movies, let's put them up right here. Of the two movies, obviously my heart goes more so to Teen Wolf, because that was the movie I grew up with. Still love Teen Wolf. I still love that scene where Scott's actually in the veterinary, or not, in a pet store, and he hears a whistle, and it's a kid blowing into a dog whistle. I was like that, and him riding the top of the van. It's one of my favorite overlooked 80s movies, because I always loved Teen Wolf, but like of all the 80s movies that I watch regularly, Teen Wolf seems to be the one I don't give as much attention to. And now that it's now featured in beautiful high-definition Blu-ray, gives me all the more reason and very little excuse now to go back and watch the original Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf 2, by comparison, does feel a little bit more like the same, kind of just a retreading to the original, but I think by bringing Jason Bateman into the mix, Jason Bateman brings his own character and personality to the role, and I really do still like Teen Wolf 2. Still don't know why it doesn't make nearly as much the airtime as the original Teen Wolf. I guess most people think, you know, let's watch the original Teen Wolf over the sequel, but I think both movies are very fun and entertaining to watch. Today, once again, we were checking out the upcoming release of Scream Factory's Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. Both will be streaming to Blu-ray in August 8th, 2017. So check your video stores, check out basically anywhere that sells videos, and they will be released on August 8th. If you guys like this video, certainly hit it with a like. Let me know down below if you guys would like to see more of these Blu-ray releases. Like I don't do them as nearly as much as I really should, because I really like watching movies. But let me know if you'd like to see more Blu-ray reviews and upcoming releases and all that good stuff. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.